Alright, all you listeners of the madness, welcome back to Under the Radar. And now it's time for us to find out what happened during the second half of the pay-per-view known as Backlash from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And the next match to take place on this said pay-per-view would be for another big championship, which would see none other than Drew McIntyre going one-on-one against Bobby Lashley with MVP in his corner. And before the bell could even ring, MVP getting in the face of one Drew McIntyre, only for Drew McIntyre to take his eyes off of Bobby Lashley, and that 13 years of hunger and desire to become WWE Champion would be unleashed on the Celtic Warrior, or the Scottish Terminator as I call him. Because next thing you know, Bobby Lashley would lock in that full Nelson, and then would actually lock it in and put a leg vice on it, all while a whole bunch of referees, which they sent about 4 to get a really strong man off of another person, good idea by the way, which wouldn't work because Bobby Lashley would keep that move on him until he felt like he wanted to let it go. And then once this match started, let's just say Drew McIntyre got the living daylights flag tag beaten out of him inside the ring and outside of the ring, only for Drew McIntyre to get one offensive move during this match in the form of, I do believe, a Northern Lights suplex for near fall. And also beating him up on the outside of the ring and even trying to set him up for a Claymore kick, only for, of all people, to wrap up this match, folks, to come out in the form of one Lana. Yeah, Lana made her way to ringside almost in another I told you so sort of moment, because before all that happened, and we almost forgot to mention, folks, Bobby Lashley would do a spine buster for a near fall, and then you would see even Drew McIntyre trying to crown Bobby Lashley, and for Lashley to hit him with a spear to counter his Claymore for a near fall. Now, back to current events, when Lana came out, she would get up on the apron, accuse the referee of cheating, for MVP to try to get her the hell out of here before she ruined the opportunity of one Lashley, only for Lashley to take his eye off the ball, almost run into Lana, Drew McIntyre pushing Lana into, or Lashley into Lana. I almost got that confused, but then again, I would be confused with what happened next, because one Claymore kick to the face and 3 seconds later, Bobby Lashley's 13-year journey to a WWE Championship would be over, because Drew McIntyre will retain and win this match via pinfall. And after the match was over, Drew McIntyre said he wanted the real Bobby Lashley, but instead he got his baggage, so that's the reason why I'm gonna be WWE Champion for a long time. And then would blow a kiss to the camera and say goodnight, just like I got a feeling what's gonna happen to Lana this Monday on Monday Night Raw. And just in case anybody's wondering out there, we haven't seen it yet, so if it happened, we told you so. And the next match, if you could call it that, and according to the Maestro it wasn't, would see the Street Profits going one-on-one against the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now, the reason why the Maestro said that this wasn't a match at all is because what happened during it. Because Montez Ford would throw Ivar into Braun Strowman's car, breaking the windshield again, only for the two teams to fight it out throughout the Performance Center on the outside, not inside of the ring, with not only golf clubs, axes, shields, bowling balls, and if all things to happen after they were fighting with those objects, and for them to go near the side entrance of the Performance Center for Montez Ford, or should I say Angelo Dawkins, to do a pounce to Ivar through a glass window. And then for them to say, that's it, we're taking it outside, for them to say, we're already outside, only for of all things to show up next is Akira Tozawa in line with a whole bunch of ninjas. only for the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders to team up together as the Viking Profits to go Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on this new version of the Putty Patrol that tried to take them out. Only for the next thing to see a 7-foot-tall ninja to show up, for Ivar, or should I say Eric, to say, "I got this," only for Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins to say, "No you don't, no you don't," for them to continue their fight on the top of a tractor trailer, only for all four of them to end up inside of a trash can, for them to just get an advisory from one of the referees, "Hey, your match is up next." And wait a minute, Ivar, you're cute, but Eric, not so much. Only for Montez Ford to say, she likes Ivar, not Eric. She wants to smoke and everything else, only for all four of the team members to just get chased out of the garbage can by an alligator. Really? That's where the alligator line came from? There was really an alligator inside of that garbage can? Oh my God. But needless to say, folks, the fact that all of them decided to swan dive inside of that garbage can was absolutely hilarious, even though it didn't lead to a tag team championship match. But a ninja fight? Alright, I'll accept it. I can't get over that. If somebody had told you that on an average day on Monday Night Raw, hey, why was the reason the tag team championship match didn't take place? Well, because they were fighting ninjas and using force powers with turkey legs. That's the reason why. They would think I'm crazy. But then again, with a show of madness, aren't we all crazy? And speaking of absolute insanity, folks, we would finally be able to head to the main event of the evening, which would see none other than the rated R Superstar Edge going one-on-one against Randy Orton in a match that was called the greatest wrestling match ever. And yeah, before this match can even begin, they would say that they would have enhanced crowd and different forms of camera angles, along with none other than the late great Howard Finkel announcing both of these gentlemen into the ring with his old school classic MSG microphone that he used back in the day. Which was a nice touch, but at the same time, I was really hoping for Tony Chimmel to show up to do his classic introduction like we just gave to Edge before we announced this match. But hey, it's what it is. And during this match that was considered as one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, it just about lived up to the hype, because during this match, not only you had Randy Orton breaking out the angle slam, then you would see Edge actually countering a Luthez press during this match with a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Then you would see Edge trying to go for his Edge-O-Matic, still a near fall, only for him to hit 2 spears during this match, both for near falls, for Randy Orton to hit an RKO from out of nowhere, still a near fall during this contest. Then you had a very dangerous version of a career-ender suplex by Randy Orton, and even trying to hurt the neck of one Edge during this match by not only running his throat into the turnbuckle post on the outside of the ring, but also doing his Randy Orton backbreaker and even doing a pedigree during this match for Edge to counter back with the unprettier. Yes, folks, they broke out every single move that wasn't theirs during this contest, including Edge pulling out a rock bottom. I didn't think he would go that far, but yes, he did, and it still wasn't enough to take out the Viper. But one cure to his poisonous problem he tried to break out was that modified key lock hold that he tried to do that Samuel Shaw does in NXT, only for Randy Orton to actually kick him a little bit below the belt, then once again would break out his punt kick for the first time in well over 4 years, I could be wrong with that, folks, for Randy Orton to win the greatest wrestling match ever via pinfall. only for Randy Orton after the match was over to say for him to go home and to go back to his family and live his retirement life in peace. And then for the camera angles to pan in different money for nothing shots of Randy Orton celebrating the fact that he won the greatest wrestling match ever. Now, in my opinion, like I said before, this match lived up to the hype, but did it compare to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage, or even the match between Hogan and Andre, and Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, all those matches that they showed in the beginning? I mean, in time it will, but now, I don't know. I mean, they tried, I understand, but at the same time, to compare that match to those, no, comme ci, comme ça, we'll just say that. And join us next time, ladies and gentlemen, where we come into your homes with another pay-per-view when we take things to the extreme on July 16th for Extreme Rules from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. But don't worry, folks, I got a feeling one day they will go back to arenas, and when they do, we'll all be there to cheer the hell out of whatever they do, because most of us will be cramped up inside our homes. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more of that Cobalt madness as Under the Radar rolls on right after this. So don't touch that dial just yet, folks, and stay tuned.